Hi guys, it's Sebastian. I'm here at Bruno Fazzolari's studio and he's got a great new fragrance launching soon. It's called Feu Secret and we're going to talk about it coming right up. Also, if you stick around till the end, you'll have a chance at winning one of 4 samples, so please stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bruno, thanks so much for having me do this video. Tell me a little bit about the fragrance that you're launching, the inspiration behind it, what it's all about.
Well, first off, thanks for coming.
Sure.
I'm very excited about it. It's my first fragrance under my brand in a year and a half.
Oh, it's been that long.
It's been that long. The last thing I did was a collaboration with Antonio Gardoni from Perfume.
Oh, we did a video for that?
Yeah. And so, but this is the more, this is the first time under my brand that I've had something in kind of a little while.
Cool.
It's an iris fragrance. I've been interested in doing iris forever. It's a fascinating material to me. And it's a complicated material to work with. And I wanted to give it a slightly different take, something, show it in a different light than it's usually been shown in.
Oh, cool. It's a popular note, I guess, huh?
It's becoming an especially popular note right now, I feel like. And I think actually a lot of people don't know what it smells like. So I brought some iris butter.
Iris butter.
So this is probably one of the most expensive perfume materials in the world. Do you want to take a quick whiff of that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It smells kind of leathery.
Leathery.
Earthy?
Earthy. I get a little back note of violet, a little bit bitter, and then also kind of sweet at the same time.
Yeah, it's creamy.
Yeah, creamy.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons it's so interesting to perfumers is because it has all those facets. Like it's woody, it's a little bit floral, it's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit bitter, and all of that makes it something really interesting to work with.
Okay, you can take it in different directions, I guess.
Yeah. So when people say they like an iris fragrance, what they're saying is they like the way iris is being interpreted.
Interesting.
So each perfumer will choose a different facet. One of the things I wanted to focus on in Feu Secret.
You say that very nicely, by the way.
Thank you. So Feu Secret is the alchemist's fire. The alchemist would try to transmute base metals into gold, and they would do it over a secret fire because alchemists usually did everything in secrecy, and that's where the term came from. And a lot of my line is actually inspired a little bit by alchemy. So let's smell it.
Okay.
And we'll see what it's. We'll talk about the notes inside. Iris is sometimes referred to as a cool note. It's cool or metallic, people will say. And I wanted to play with both the cold and warm contrasts in it. So it opens up with pepper and turmeric and eucalyptus. So there's a cool blast from the eucalyptus. A little bit of spruce, bringing out the woody quality of the iris. And then it settles into more of the rooty notes of the iris. The turmeric in there supports the rooty note. And glides, I hope, into what you were calling creamy.
It's very creamy. Wow, this is really nice, actually.
Thank you.
The iris is the creamy part of it, and then there's this like
vanilla.
There's
a bit of vanilla in there. 3 kinds, actually.
But I'm really enjoying the woodiness that's contrasting with the creaminess of the iris butter.
So that's cedar.
Cedar.
And cedar provides a bit of sharpness and
wow,
interest to it, I think.
This is quite nice. I'm also getting a little bit hints of like one of my favorite designer fragrances, Dior Homme.
Dior Homme.
Yeah, because the powderiness of the iris is really. But it's different. It's not the same thing. It's just kind of hints at it a little bit.
You kind of have to say something about Dior Homme. If you're going to make an iris perfume for men, you kind of have to say something a little bit.
But this is very masculine. It's much more masculine than Dior Homme.
Yeah, I think it's a very pretty masculine take on iris.
So, isn't iris usually associated with feminine fragrances?
Iris is actually one of the materials that goes either masculine or feminine, depending on how it's used.
Okay.
And it's true. It's a woody floral note. Okay. It's both. I mean, perfumers will classify it as both woody and floral, which lets you interpret it one way or another. And it's one of the few. What's interesting is it's technically a flower, but what's actually distilled is the root.
Okay.
Right. So it has a floral element, but you don't distill the flowers like you do with jasmine, right? It's more that there's almost a violet note in the roots.
Interesting. It's very earthy too, like we were discussing.
Yeah. Turmeric brings that out. Also a root, very popular right now. in food and like tonics. But I think it's an unusual note that we don't smell as much in perfume, and it's an unusual kind of spicy note. Turmeric adds a little bit of a powder too, in its own way.
As I was saying earlier, it kind of reminds me of like this like classic men's fragrance,
Like
contrasted with
an
like,
old school classic.
old school classic.
Yeah.
I think it's the woody notes that are in here.
Creamy richness. There's also just a little bit of musk in there too, which gives it a kind of that warmth and that kind of old school dignity.
No, I really like this one actually.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
quite nice.
And then birch tar.
Birch tar.
So that's the secret fire. It starts off with this cool blast in eucalyptus, and then as you get into it on the skin, maybe a couple hours in, the smoky note really starts to rise up.
Oh wow. Yeah, it did. When you first sprayed it, it was really cool.
Yeah.
But the butteriness kind of warmed it up and
Yeah.
made it a little more cozy. So how much? I don't know how much butter, like iris butter, would go into creating.
This actually quite a bit in this formula. Iris is a funny note, or a funny material. If you can overdoses actually don't always work. It tends to come forward. It's a tricky material to dose. Too much iris, and it actually the fragrance can smell sort of too heavy, or it can smell. The word I use is melancholy. Somehow it doesn't. It needs something to boost it up to make it a little more sociable.
Interesting.
So, but there's actually quite a bit of real iris.
Oh wow. So is iris also orris?
Orris and iris are the
The
same.
same thing. So they call it orris root.
Or iris root.
Iris root.
And
So it's the same
and
thing.
again, yeah, it's the same thing, and again, it's the root. And one of the interesting things about it is to get iris butter, you have to store the roots for 3 years. When they're first harvested, they have no odor, or they don't have that fragrance. And they develop that over 3 years, and then they're pulverized and distilled. This is one of the reasons it's such an expensive material. It's very hard to distill it. You have to store it for a long time, which is an expensive thing to do because you're paying for storage for 3 years for something you can't sell right away. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So 3 years.
Yeah. So, but that tells you that how much perfumers love it. It's that expensive, and yet we still use it. And there's a good reason.
Can you give us the price? Like how much would a little thing of iris butter cost? Like what are you smelling?
That could easily be $100 worth of iris butter there.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. So where can people buy your fragrances?
Well, I have national retailers Lucky Scent and Twisted Lily, and then Tiger Lily also has a national website. My website, of course.
It should come to you.
I love it when people come to me. Then Fumery in Portland, and also Merchant and Rhodes in Chicago.
Okay.
And I think that covered most of them right now. We've got a few more coming up.
Okay. And then we're doing a giveaway for 4 samples.
Right on. 4 little samples packaged with a cute card, full description of the notes on the back.
For USA?
And also the graphic. Yes, let's do
USA.
USA.
Yeah, USA.
And the actual bottle comes in the beautiful box with the fire.
The boxes, the new boxes are
The new
quite
box,
nice.
the cool new boxes.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of.
And the bottles are nice too now.
Not bad.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed here and put a comment down as to why you want to win the sample. Also list your favorite iris fragrance, just for a little trivial thing here. In 3 to 5 days we'll do a random and select the 4 subscribers. So good luck with that. Any last words you want to mention about? Is it ready to buy now?
It actually launches on Friday.
Friday.
So probably it is by the time this airs.
Yes, exactly. Well, thanks so much for doing the video.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like this video, please share it, and I'll be back with more videos and giveaways very soon. And also, I'll have a link to Bruno's website below. You can visit the website by clicking below. Thanks again. Have a good one. Goodbye.